Hello, hello, hello. What time is it? It's time for another edition of Carolina Panthers Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram, coming at you once again here on the U to the Two. I wanted to talk about a couple of things, including one recent change that happened that I missed. But to get caught up, the one that I missed was apparently Carolina Panthers recently waived offensive lineman Matt Kaskey. And apparently he had suffered a foot injury in this past Sunday's preseason game against the Colts after playing 23 snaps, according to the article. But he had only played one game for Carolina last season and was mostly a practice squad offensive lineman. But yeah, this was one of the things that they did yesterday was waive Matt Kaskey. And then not only did they do that, but they've made another signing. They have filled their open roster spot with defensive tackle Walter Palmore. Walter Palmore. Let's look at some details. 25 years old, 6'3", 317 pounds. Went to Missouri. Undrafted. He has played for, he's played with the Texans, the Cowboys, and Seahawks. And he's also played in the XFL for the Houston Roughnecks, which is the same team that PJ Walker played on. And let's see, looking at his college stats, going back to, so he was a junior when he transferred to Missouri. Played 10 games, got 13 tackles. Senior year, 13 games, got 31 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 2 QB pressures, 2 pass breakups, and 1 block kick. Also played in the 2018 Liberty Bowl. So, let me see for XFL, he played in 2 games, got 6 tackles, one of them being for loss, a half of a sack, and 1 QB pressure. And of course, that all went down. Of course, the XFL season that year got canceled. If anything, this is another move for depth. But yeah, he was in camp with the Seahawks this preseason, but was on the Cowboys practice squad last year. So, definitely another big body, but it sounds like a depth signing at defensive tackle. And I know, hopefully, they'll continue to bolster the D-line, because I know, like I said, from this past preseason game, I thought run defense, especially at the line, could have been better. But I thought the pass rush was pretty good. With the D-line, I thought the pass rush was good. So hopefully this Walter Palmore can help contribute to that. But we'll have to see what happens, how he does in these next 2 preseason games. See if he can earn a spot on the 53-man roster. But got signed. We'll see what he can do. Don't really know that much about him. Has a little bit of experience, played in the XFL, was undrafted out of Missouri. But it looks like he's been mostly practice squad and such. So, it is what it is. But it's another signing. And there was one article that was posted by David Newton on the Carolina Panthers ESPN team site that I thought was pretty interesting. So I figured I'd share this and kind of want to get y'all's opinion about this. So it was dealing with an interview with General Manager Scott Fitterer, and he was asked about potential contract extension for wide receiver DJ Moore. And Fitterer's response was, and I quote, "We're working on one pretty significant one right now. Then one's on the cusp." And apparently the word is he didn't mention specifically the extension that he was working on was for DJ Moore, but they say Moore is one of several significant players who could be due a new deal, and others potentially wide receiver Robby Anderson, cornerback Donte Jackson, center Matt Paradis, edge rusher Hassan Reddick. So, out of those names, who do you feel should be the top priority folks to extend? Because we have to remember, either these players are either in the last year of their contract or signed 1-year deals, which I believe Hassan Reddick was a 1-year deal signing, and the others, Paradis, Action Jackson, Robby Anderson. Robby had a 2-year deal, but this is the 2nd year. So, and DJ Moore is on the end. It's coming up to the end of his rookie contract. So, who do y'all feel should be top priority, the main ones worth extending by the end of the season? DJ Moore, Robby Anderson, Donte Jackson, Matt Paradis, Hassan Reddick. Me personally, I think Donte Jackson and one of the 2 wide receivers should be top priority, and preferably DJ Moore. Although I would love to keep Robby Anderson and DJ Moore, but I really feel like in terms of just who I think is the better performer, it's close, but I'd have to go with DJ Moore. With DJ Moore. I think he'd be worth keeping and continuing to mold into a number 1 receiver. I'm not saying that Robby Anderson can't do that, but I think DJ Moore has a little bit more of an advantage. But Donte Jackson, I definitely believe should be a priority. But at the same time, I wonder how his play is going to be, because he's going to be, he's one of the starters. He's one of the starters next to J.C. Horn, AJ Bouye after these first 2 games. I mean, it's got a big role. It's got a definitely big role. Matt Paradis, I'm kind of up and down about. I mean, unless he just flat out is super successful and consistent this season, I don't think Matt Paradis will be on the radar, but I could be wrong. Hassan Reddick, we'll have to see how that goes. I mean, there's been a lot of good things said about him, but he might end up earning that extension, and he could be one to help complement Brian Burns. It would be really, really cool. But if I had to pick 2, at least 2, DJ Moore and Donte Jackson, I feel like are probably highest up in the running for an extension, for them to go for with a contract extension. But that's just my take on it. But let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think about the pickup of defensive tackle Walter Palmore. And let me know what you think out of the players I've named, who should be high priority to re-sign, to extend before the end of the season. Or even into the off season, but before this is all over. So, wide receivers DJ Moore, Robby Anderson, cornerback Donte Jackson, center Matt Paradis, and edge rusher Hassan Reddick. Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And thank you so much for watching. This has been another edition of Carolina Panthers Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram, and I hope everybody has a blessed evening, and I will see y'all very soon. Good night, everyone.